Hello, I'm Sensei Alex Kakuyo, North American Correspondent for Buddhistdoor Global. Thanks for joining me for this episode of The Ordinary Buddhist. The title of today's talk is Creating a Dharma Avalanche. Before we get into that, please subscribe and hit the notification bell. That way you'll be notified when I post talks in the future. If you wouldn't mind hitting the like button, that'd be great too. So I've noticed something a little funny now that it's summer and people have to mow their grass. Generally speaking, in my neighborhood at least, if one person goes out with their lawnmower, it's not too long before someone else starts going out with their lawnmower as well, keeping their grass trim and tidy. And then that person causes another person to get out there, and if there's any stragglers, they're usually out by the next day. It's an unwritten rule, it seems like, that if one person cuts their grass, then everyone cuts their grass. And I get a little chuckle out of it, but there's nothing wrong, obviously. As long as the grass gets mowed and the neighborhood looks nice, then we're all happy. So it's a very positive, healthy, life-affirming cycle that's occurring. However, we should remember that this doesn't only apply to lawnmowers. It also comes into a play with our behavior in general. We, as human beings, are social beings, and we tend to emulate the behavior we see around us. If our neighbor cuts their grass, then we want to cut our grass. If our neighbor is kind and gentle, then we want to be kind and gentle. Now, in the example I gave earlier, we like to call that lawnmower avalanche in my house, because one person starts it off, and then there's another person, and then there's an avalanche of people cutting their grass. And in much the same way, we as Buddhists can create a Dharma avalanche in our own lives. By setting a good example, by acting with wisdom and compassion in every moment, even when it's hard, we can set an example for other people to follow. And just like my neighbors cut the grass when they see other people doing it, it's very likely that the people around us will follow our example, that they will behave with wisdom and compassion when they see it acted out by someone else. Thus, in the same way there's a healthy, life-affirming cycle in my own neighborhood of grass cutting, we can create healthy, life-affirming cycles of love, of kindness, and generosity in our own lives by doing nothing more by acting in accordance with Buddha's teaching. If each of us pledge to do this every day, it won't be long before a Dharma avalanche covers the entire world with happiness and goodness. Amitabha.